Welcome to the class of continuous probability distribution, which is the first topic of our SWBC class. This is paper number 2. In this particular paper, we are going to discuss continuous probability distribution for one variable. Then we will discuss bivariate continuous probability distributions. Then we have some standard continuous probability distributions such as uniform distribution, continuous type of uniform distribution. Then second one is normal distribution, and one more important type of continuous probability distribution we are going to study is exponential distribution. Okay. Now, in first and second lecture, we have discussed how a continuous random variable is generated. So, it is the outcome of experiment in which our sample space is uncountably infinite. Okay. Then we have discussed a probability density function f of x of random variable x. What is that? A function f of x is said to be a PDF, probability density function, if it satisfies the two conditions. That is, f of x should be greater than or equal to 0 for any possible value of x in the given range of x, and second thing is that integration over that range fx dx should be equal to 1. Then we have discussed a distribution function of continuous random variable which is denoted by capital F of small x. Again, it is a probability of the type probability that your random variable x takes value less than or equal to x. Then we have discussed some properties of CDF, that is cumulative density function, which is also called as distribution function of x. That f of x should be lies between 0 to 1. Since it is probability, it has to lie between 0 to 1. Then it is non-decreasing function of x. F of x can be made 0 by taking x sufficiently small. F of x can be made 1 by taking x sufficiently large. And it is right continuous. F of x is right continuous function. So we have discussed some properties of distribution function also. Now one of the most important property we are going to discuss is that expectation of continuous random variable. All of us discuss arithmetic mean of random variable x. See, in case of discrete case, we have computed measure of central tendency, that is mean of the distribution, which is equal to summation of xi into pi, where pi is probability that x takes value xi. Okay. On the similar lines, for continuous probability distributions also, we are going to find the central value, or you can say measure of central tendency, by the definition of expectation of continuous random variable. So what is its definition? Let x is a continuous random variable with PDF say f of x. Then mathematical expectation of random variable x is denoted by e of x and is defined as integration over r x into fx dx. Okay. Provided that integration over r modulus of x fx dx exists, that is finite. Okay. That is finite. Similarly, if g of x is any real valued function of x, if g of x is any real valued function of x, then its expectation is given by expected value of g of x, which is equal to integration over the range r g of x into fx dx. Provided integration over r modulus of gx into fx dx is finite. Okay. Now, what do you mean by g of x? See, g of x is any real valued function of x. So, g of x may be mod x, g of x may be x square, g of x may be x minus m, okay, g of x may be x cube, g of x may be log x, anything. Okay. So if g of x is any real valued function of x, then we can always find expected value of gx. Okay. Now, in order to see how to compute mathematical expectation, let us have this example. The example is like this: life of TV tube in hours. It has PDF. F of x is equal to 20,000 upon x cube. Then find expectation of life of TV tube. So here what is your x? Your x is life of TV tube in hours. Okay. X is life of TV tube in hours. So in order to find expected value of x, my definition is, okay, my definition is given by expected value of x is equal to integration over r fx dx. Okay. Now this is same as what is range? Range for x is from x. Here it is given that x is greater than or equal to 100. So x is taken from 100 to infinity. X into f of x. F of x is 20,000 divided by x cube into dx. Okay. Now this is same as, now this is, you can take 20,000 outside, integration from 100 to infinity 1 upon x square dx. So what is integration of x square 1 upon x square? It is x raised to minus 2. Its integration is x raised to minus 1 upon minus 1. So this is equal to 20,000 into minus of 1 upon x from 100 to infinity. Okay. So this is 20,000, and see here, since there is minus sign, I am taking a little bit first. So it is 1 upon 100 minus 1 upon infinity is 0. So the value is 200 hours. Okay. So expected value of x is 200 hours. Okay. Now, if you want to compute, suppose your g of x is say x square. If your g of x is say x square, so in that case, when g of x is x square, how will you compute expected value of gx? So expected value of x square will be x square into fx dx. Okay. So here I write x square into fx dx. Okay. The same thing I am going to do here. So 20,000 you can take outside. Integration from 100 to infinity 1 upon x dx. Now, what is integration of 1 upon x? It is log of x. Integration of 1 upon x is 20,000 into log of x from 100 to infinity. Okay. So this is equal to 20,000 into log of infinity minus log of 100. Now log of 100 to the base e will be some value, but log of infinity is infinity. So in this case, expected value of x square does not exist. If you try to compute expected value of x square, the value comes out to be infinity. Therefore, in this case, expected value of x square does not exist. Okay. So in this way, you can compute expectation of function of random variable. Okay. Now let us have one theorem which is again very important from examination point of view. Let the example is, let x is continuous random variable with PDF f of x, and x is taking non-negative values. Suppose x is taking non-negative values. So this is assumption for this theorem. They show that Expected value of x is integration from 0 to infinity 1 minus fx dx. Okay? Then show that expected value of x is equal to integration from 0 to infinity 1 minus fx dx. What is f of x dx? It is CDF or distribution function of x. F of x is CDX or distribution function of x. Okay? Now, how will you do this? Let us do this. Proof is this. So, we will start from left hand side. Okay? So, consider integration from 0 to infinity 1 minus f of x dx. Okay? Now, let us have this is a 0 into v function. Okay? Okay, let us have this is a 0 into v function. 0 to infinity 1 into 1 minus f of x dx. Okay? Suppose this is your u and this is your v. So, what is integration of u into v dx? Do you remember? So, this is u integration of v dx minus integration of v dx into d by dx of u dx. Okay? So, this is when we have two functions and if you need to integrate u into v dx where u and v are functions of x, then the formula is you take one function as it is and what is that particular law? LIATE. Okay? This is the law for integration. That means you must arrange u and v functions in this particular order. LIATE. So what is L? L is logarithmic function. I is your inverse function. A is algebraic function. T is trigonometric function and E is exponential function. So you have to maintain this particular order in case of two functions u and v. Okay? So in this case this function is my algebraic function. Okay? And this function is again another function. So I will try to use this particular order because differentiation of this function is easy for differentiation of this function u or okay. So I will integrate this. So let us start. This is v and this is u. Okay. This is v and this is u because integration of this is easy and derivative of this is easy. So I will arrange this as this is equal to integration from 0 to infinity 1 minus f of x into 1 dx. So now let us start. This is u and this is v. Okay. Okay. So this is equal to now u is as it is. Okay. U is as it is and integration of 1. Okay. So this is 1 minus f of x is as it is. Okay. And integration of v, that is x minus now this particular function is evaluated from 0 to infinity minus here integration of 0 to infinity integration of v. Integration of v means integration of 1 dx into d by dx of 1 minus f of x dx. Integration of 1 minus f of x, derivative of 1 minus f of x dx. Now, here, can you see here, if I put upper limit first, if I put in this case upper limit first, f of infinity, f of plus infinity is always equal to 1 because the upper limit for x is infinity. So, this is 1 minus 1 minus here if you put x is equal to 0, 1 minus f of 0 into 0 will be 0. Okay. f of 0, we don't know, but we know we have to multiply by 0. So the second term is 0 minus integration of x into derivative of 1 is 0, derivative of x is small f of x dx. Isn't it? See, here we are going to use two particular things. So f of plus infinity is always equal to 1. And second thing is that d by dx of f of x is equal to small f of x. That is PDF. So you can always obtain PDF of a function by taking derivative of CDF or distribution function. Okay. So using these two things, we have this particular step. Okay. The next one is, so continuing with this, we have so we have started with 1 minus f of x dx from 0 to infinity. This particular thing is same as, now can you see 1 minus 1 is 0, 0 minus 0 is 0, so everything is 0, minus here integration of x into fx dx. Okay, since there is minus sign, this minus into minus will become plus, so 0 to infinity. So what is this? This is your definition of expected value of x. Okay, this is the definition of expected value of x. Therefore, integration from 0 to infinity 1 minus f of x dx, you can write it as expected value of x. So this is the result, which is very important from examination point of view also. Okay, so try to remember this proof as it is, and it may have 3 to 4 marks in your final examination. So try to remember this particular theorem and try to do it of your own, so that you will, if in 1 or 2 times if you write it of your own, you can easily write in the examination. Now let us discuss some properties of expectation. Properties of expectations. Suppose if C, the first property is, if C is constant, expected value of C is C. If C is constant, expected value of C is C. How will you prove it? C is constant. So expected value of C is integration of the range R C into fx dx. Okay? But since C is constant, you can take always it outside the integration sign, C into fx dx. And fx integration over R, fx dx is always 1. So C into 1 is C. Okay? So this is your first proof that expected value of constant term is constant. When we say that constant, that means there is no variation. No variation means expected value will remain as C only. Second property is that if A and B are constants, expected value of x plus b is A expected value of x plus b. Expected value of x plus b is A expected value of x plus b. The proof is again very simple. See, expected value of x plus b is integration over r ax plus b into fx dx, where this is the function of your random variable x. So you can call it as g of x. So this is equal to, you can write it as, this is equal to integration over r x into fx dx plus integration over r b into fx dx. So this is equal to a integration over r x into fx dx plus integration over r, you can take b common, fx dx. Okay. Now by definition this is your expected value of x and integration over r fx dx is equal to 1 property of PDF. So this is a expected value of x plus b, and hence the proof. So we have started with expected value of x plus b and we end up with a expected value of x plus b. Hence, we have proved this also. Okay. So this is very important property, which we also call it as change of scale and origin. Okay. So by changing scale and origin of random variable, you can always add or subtract them at the end of the calculations. For example, if expected value of x is equal to say 6, and if you need to compute expected value of 2x plus 4, okay, or say 2x minus 4. If you want to compute expected value of 2x minus 4, you can easily compute it as 2 times expected value of x minus 4. And what is expected value of x? It is 6. So 2 into 6 minus 4, which is 12 minus 4, which is equal to 8. So expected value of 2x minus 4, you can easily write it as 8. Okay. So in this way, we can use these theorems in order to find expected values of functions of random variable. Now this function is linear one, where a and b are constants. Similarly, when we will discuss bivariate data, suppose x and y are two continuous random variables, then we will prove that expected value of x plus y is a expected value of x plus or minus expected value of y. We just remember these theorems here like this only. When we will study bivariate continuous probability distributions, this particular property will be very important to us. Similarly, we can prove that expected value of x plus or minus by is a expected value of x plus or minus b expected value of y. Okay. Another property is that expected value of xy is equal to expected value of x into expected value of y when x and y are independent. Okay, we will prove this property in case of bivariate continuous random variable that expected value of xy is equal to ax into ey. There is one more property which we need, that x and y should be independent. Further, we will prove that expected value of x upon y is not equal to expected value of x upon expected value of y. So these two things are not equal. Just remember that expected value of x upon y is not equal to ax into ey. Okay. So in this way, we can discuss different properties of expected values in case of bivariate data. Now, we will define variance of random variable x. Let x has PDF f of x, then variance of x is defined as v of x, and variance of x is equal to expected value of x minus m square. Okay, and what is m? M is expected value of x. When m is mean of the distribution, then variance of x is defined as expected value of x minus m square. So variance of x is equal to expected value of x minus m square is equal to integration from minus, or we can say integration over r, given range r, x minus m bracket square into fx dx. So this is your g of x. This particular function is g of x, which is x minus m bracket square into fx dx. So if you try to solve it is integration over r, x square minus 2 times x into m plus m square into fx dx. So this is equal to integration over r, x square into fx dx minus integration over r, 2xm into fx dx plus integration over r, m square into fx dx. Now, what is your m? M is some constant term which is equal to m, that is mean of the distribution. So you can always take out 2m square outside the integration sign. So this will be equal to integration over r, x square into fx dx minus 2 into m x into fx dx plus m square integration over r fx dx. Okay, integration over r fx dx. Now by definition, what is this? This is integration over r x into fx dx is your mean of the distribution. So this is expected value of x square minus 2 times expected value of x, and what is this? Plus m square integration over r fx dx is equal to 1. So this is expected value of x square minus 2 times m into m plus m square. This will give rise to expected value of x square minus 2m square plus m square is minus m square. So variance of x is denoted by therefore variance of x, which is always denoted by sigma square by definition, is expected value of x square minus expected value of x bracket square, because your m is expected value of x. Your m is expected value of x. So this is the formula for variance of x. Whatever we have discussed in our first example, since expected value of x square doesn't exist, in that case variance doesn't exist. Further, standard deviation of x is positive square root of variance of x is sigma, and which is denoted by under root of expected value of x square minus expected value of x bracket square. Okay. Now, in the next lecture, we will discuss what are the specific properties of variance of random variable x. Just like whatever we have discussed earlier, if c is constant, what will happen to variance of cx? If a and b are constants, what will happen to variance of x plus b? And then what is the variance of linear combination of two variables? So such type of properties we are going to discuss in the next lecture. Similarly, we will discuss how to find moments of the distribution. All of us know that we can have always raw moments, central moments, which are based on mean of the distribution, expected value of the distribution. So in the next lecture, we will discuss how to compute mean of random variable x, mean of some function of x. Then we will discuss how to find moments, raw as well as central moments. Then based on central moments, we will discuss how to find coefficient of skewness, coefficient of kurtosis, and the Beer-Stevens coefficients beta 1 and beta 2. Similarly, we will discuss how to find moment generating function of continuous random variable, and how moment generating function of a continuous random variable will be helpful to discuss certain properties of random variable. Okay, so these things we will discuss in the next lecture. Thank you. And one more thing I want to discuss with you, that on Google Meet in 2 or 3 days we will arrange Google Meet for us. In that particular Google Meet, we will try to explain some problems, as well as I will give you exercise, or you can say assessment, for assessment, and based on that assessment we will discuss certain properties. Okay, thank you.